non-stop. It's a grind. Anything you want to be successful at, anything, it is a daily grind. And if you can do that, if you can commit yourself to that, you will be successful. But if you fall into comfort zones, I'd rather turn on Xbox. I don't really like I don't really like LinkedIn, or Duck Soup and Sales Navigator seems a bit complicated to me. I'm just going to stick to email harvesting and doing my daily email blast, because I know that, I get that. We're just going to keep it simple and we're just going to move forward. I don't really want to watch much training material anymore. I'm tired of that. I want to do that. You're going to fail. Period. A little bit of tough love there, but that's the reality of the situation. It's a daily grind. You have got to step up if you want to succeed at literally anything you do. You have got to be ready to grind, right? So let's take a look at what this journey looks like, right? So initially, before you found us, right, before you joined our program, really before you start anything new, right, you're in this motivational mindset of, I need to motivate myself to make a life change. I need to adjust my way of thinking. I need to educate myself. I need to succeed, right? Whatever it is. You're hyped. You're hyped. And then you find something and you're excited and you're all about it and you're talking about it and you're thinking about it and you're excited to get started, right? And so your confidence is high because you feel like this is the thing and this is it and you're going to make it work. But work is the key word. And all of a sudden, you're doing the work. You're consuming the information. You're trying to set something up and you hit a difficult task, a hurdle, and you get frustrated. And suddenly you figure out just how strong your mindset is. You figure out just how able you are to deal with adversity. Are you going to quit? Are you going to get mad and frustrated? Are you going to choose what's easy instead of choosing what's hard because it's too hard, you don't feel like overexerting yourself? Right? These are the moments that define us in any endeavor we take on when we're trying to grow. And you will not grow if you do not step outside your box, your comfort zone, and roll your sleeves up and get a little dirty. Patrick Gall says often, you can leverage the scars and scrapes and bruises that we've accumulated in our experience so that you can expedite your journey to success. And I think it's a great line. I really do, because it's true. That's exactly what we have. And so if you want to succeed, you've got to, sure, we can expedite the journey for you, but you've got to be willing to take physical damage to get through the obstacle course to succeed. If you want to just kind of kick back and kick your feet up and relax, it's just, all of us know this to be true. It's a fact of life. You will not succeed with that mindset. And again, this is a duh moment, right? This is of course, that's perfectly logical. I get that. But when you're faced with adversity, when you're frustrated, when you have to choose between the easy path or the hard path, suddenly you forget these things. You don't think about that anymore. You're focused on relief from anxiety, from stress, from frustration. You want to take the easy path, right? Because, and Gerald Phillips can talk to us all about this, right? About how our brains are inherently negative. And it's what keeps us alive. It's why our brains are wired that way, to keep us alive, right? But it's the positive that you need to focus on more, because that's what's going to help you succeed. You can't listen to that negative voice in the back of your head telling you that's too hard, that's too difficult, I'm uncomfortable, it's not going to work out, whatever, because it's not actually going to help you. It's your brain's way of trying to tell you you need to survive, but we need to protect ourselves from that. You do not need to protect yourselves from that. You need to go right into the fire. And if you can do that, you will succeed. You will come out the other side, separate from the rest, as one of the ones that stand out from the pack, because you were willing to go through it. And again, that's a fact of life we all know to be true. Just look at the industry leaders. Look at the success stories of the world. Look at any motivational Netflix series you watch. The people who we all look up to, right? They scraped and clawed and went through hell and back and then again to get where they're at. How many of us are really willing to do that? Right? So that's what it takes. And so you have to understand, and let's home in on the money for a second here. You have to understand the money comes, it's not just about if you just do the work and then immediately that translates into money. That's not how it works. You need to do the work, collect the data and the experience, and adjust and home it. Now think of it as a dartboard. You're throwing darts at the board. Some of the darts are missing the board. Some of the darts are hitting the target. A few of them are hitting the bullseye or close to the bullseye. You need that data about how you're throwing, what your form looks like, what your follow through looks like, what your mindset looks like. Follow that data to help you hit that bullseye every time. And to give you a better perspective of what I'm talking about, your tracker and client list. What does your daily outreach numbers look like? Your marketing methods. How many marketing methods are you actually using? Let's look at your process under a microscope. What does that process look like? How are your connections going? Who are you talking to? Are you using your client list? Are you doing your follow-ups? When's the last time you talked about a fix and flip? When's the last time you talked about a cash advance? How did the last survey you conducted go? Where did your last deal die? How can you the next time around understand how to avoid that issue or call out that issue earlier on so it doesn't kill your deal at the end? These are the things, these are the data points that you need to collect. And through that experience, you will gather the knowledge and experience and battle scars and data needed to be able to earn money. And so collecting that data, collecting from that experience, that's when you make money. And then continuing with that process is how you get consistency. And always, above all else, being uncomfortable. I mean, look at bodybuilders, right? There's a term they use, shock the muscle. Every time you work out your body, if you do a specific workout, a specific exercise, after a while your body gets used to that exercise. You can just do 100 reps all day. It's easy. Okay? And you may feel confident that, hey, this is easy. Check me out. Nobody else can do this. You're actually doing yourself a disservice. You're not getting any more gains. You're not gaining muscle. You need to shock the muscle. You need to get uncomfortable. You need to hit a different part of that muscle. You need to do a different exercise that your body is not used to. It's the same thing with this. You need to be constantly homing in on where you're tripping up. And if you're not tripping up, put yourself in situations where you are going to trip up. Embrace the negative. Those are the building blocks of success. Embrace the adversity, the struggle. That is where you want to be all the time. So for anybody who comes in here and you're frustrated, you're struggling, there's an obstacle in your way, you got a headache, you're tired, good. That's exactly what it takes to be successful. Not just in this, in anything in life. And if it's easy, if you're just kicking back, you're not going to be successful, period. Now, with that being said, if you can follow what I'm saying here, and you can work hard at these things, and you can collect that experience and that data, and consistently working at it and getting better and stronger, one day you will kick back with your feet on your desk, and it's sooner than you think. Being able to do things and say things and understand things that people just look at you with their jaw on the floor. They don't understand how it's so easy for you. And all of a sudden one day you just wake up and it's there. And it's because of all that work you did. Right? I mean, the stuff I talk about, Gavin talks about, Christopher talks about, Sebastian, Gerald, David, and so on. Right? This knowledge has been accumulated over time. There's a reason we can just riff about this stuff. We can just kind of go off and talk about it. It's because we've done it so many times over, we could do it in our sleep. right? I go back to the hockey thing. It was the same thing with hockey. I can skate, stick handle, shoot, whatever. In my sleep, I don't even have to think about it because I just did it so many times. That's what you need to go through. You need to go through that experience to a point to where it's just instinct, reaction. And you will succeed. And you will be comfortable. And you will be making money. And you will separate yourself from the pack. And so when a client talks to you on the phone, they're going to be like, whoa. That's who I want to do business with. And everybody else who's struggling to compete for that client's business doesn't have a shot in hell, not a chance in hell of beating you for that client because you're on another level. But are you willing to go through hell and back to get to that level? Extremely, extremely important stuff. Something that's overlooked. Something that we all charge ourselves up and motivate ourselves to get to that level early on, but quickly forget about once we're faced with adversity. It's just the truth, and nobody's above it. Certainly not me. I literally have to put this stuff up on my wall around me to remind myself because I get frustrated. But you've got to be able to pull yourself out of that mindset. Mindset.